the mood at conference was quite low. It was quite low. It was quite subdued. It was quieter in terms of the actual number of people there, but also the mood was quite subdued. It felt like people were sort of searching around and wondering why everything wasn't going terribly well anymore. But in actual fact, if you okay, Rutherglen was Rutherglen. And as we've said before, I have particular views on by-elections here. And to be honest with you, when you have a situation where you have a party that's been in, and here we are still talking about them, it's going to be less than 30 seconds. Less than 30 seconds. When you have a party that has been in government for 17 years, and you have an MP who's been arrested for breaking COVID rules, and you have an opposition who, for the first time, have actually become credible, you should expect, and it's a seat that Labour won in 2017, you should be expecting to lose that by election and expecting to lose it heavily. That's what happens in the midterm of governments, right? But if you sort of eliminate the by election, the reality is that polling has actually stabilised for the SNP. There was a long period of time where Labour polling, for about a year, for about this time last year, where Labour polling started to quite significantly uptick and SNP polling started to go down. And it wasn't all transferring to Labour, because Labour were actually getting most of their extra votes from the Tories, but that's a slightly different question. But that polling has actually, if you look at the charts, the polling has stabilised. And in most polls, the SNP is still ahead. That leads to them being ahead in most seat projections for Westminster, not all, but most, and being ahead in most seat projections for Holyrood. Again, not all, but mostly the SNP are still in the lead. So there's a little bit of context as well, in that our politics is more normal now. Our polling is more normal, like it would be in other countries, in that you don't have one party running away with a lead in a proportional representation system. But the SNP is still winning. It's not actually losing. And I did think that when I was up in Aberdein this weekend, I was walking around the conference that felt like it was losing.